when you call upon a client to observe their sensation, and to the point where they can feel a difference one way versus another, they can then discern that difference on their own, right? Because that's where it came from in the first place. As the instructor, as Yoda, I'm just pointing to them what to listen to in sensation, and giving them time for them to listen to their sensation and make sense of it. Yeah, this is all why Michael Miller Pilates makes sense. Because it's all about sense. It's about sensing between your fingers and about sensing between your ears. And the more we look, I think, the more we discover that our experience makes sense. Not only mathematically and physically, but emotionally and spiritually. So when you call upon a client to listen to their sensation, and you give them safe alternatives in the sensation to say which one is better than the other for right now, anything you do that connects them into listening to their sensation overrides everything else. It's really true, because life is so distracting, and our minds are so distracting, that to take the mind out of neutral and put it into a gear of our choice and hook it up to what we're sensing, what the observer is observing and the mind tries to make sense of. That's a subtle distinction in sense. One is sensation, nerve impulse into brain impression. The other is logical. It's sense. It makes sense. It's logical. So that between the ears, I guess, it's rational, which is in the realm of the mind. See, so. The privilege in Pilates for me as a teacher is to step out of the way and connect you to yourself. Or at least help you gain a deeper sensation of complete coordination of body, mind, and spirit. And see, the problem is they can be imbalanced and they can be overweighted. Any one of them. Body, mind, spirit. And when you have them completely coordinated, this guy's life is in this definition of his work. In my world, it has to make sense both ways. It has to make sense in sensation, because I'm a sentimentalist, literally. And it has to make sense between my ears, because I'd go crazy otherwise. Well, it's because inquiring minds want to know. If you don't have an inquiring mind and you don't want to know, then you don't need to know anything about Michael Miller Pilates. Just go do what you want to do. And I can tell you that anything you do that reaches toward an ideal and effort of any kind moves toward that ideal. When you move ideally in a plane, when you move ideally in a line, when you move ideally in a curve, And by that I mean toward an ideal. Nobody's ever perfect. But, okay, so why do I love Pilates? Why do I connect to Pilates? I love it because of what it does for me. And what it does for me, it allows me to maintain a balance of body, mind, and spirit. So in being introduced to Pilates, when I was told to move my leg in an ideal plane, when I was told to move my leg in an ideal circle, when I was told to roll my body in an ideal circle, these ideals gave my mind something to reach for. My mind reaches out for the ideal. In that reaching out for the ideal, my body reaching for that ideal incurs sensation. My observer